Hey guys, Max here. Let's talk about Onyx Boox Tab Mini C. Now, I don't want to go too much into details, but this is not my first color e-ink display. This is not a comparison video, but I still do have Nova Air C, and overall, I was very unhappy with Nova Air C. It is absolutely slow. There was so much ghosting going on. Having the color addition to the e-ink device takes away the whiteness background when you're reading something. For example, this is Leaf 2, and if you look at the background, it just looks white. But when you're dealing with addition of the color e-ink, just takes away from the clarity and the whiteness of the background. Additionally, you're having to deal with Wacom layer, so that kind of adds to the pixelation of the text, and at the same time kind of makes the display even more darker. But if having the pen capability, just something you're gonna have to live with. So what I ended up doing with Nova Air C is removing the screen protector, thinking that it would fix things, but in reality it made things a lot worse, because at that point I had to deal with reflection, and that device gets super reflective. Any source, slight source of light, it just was in the way of whatever I was reading. Not only that, my eyes would just become so exhausted after reading on Nova Air C for more than an hour. Now I had to deal with reflection. So long story short, I just got tired with all the issues from Nova Air C, so I just gave up on it. And that's when I ended up buying Leaf 2, but this device is also slow. I think it's as slow as Nova Air C. So having the addition in Tab Mini C, having that addition of GPU, it elevates things into such another level. It makes this device a snap when compared to how slow Nova Air C is. Now, you know, the funny thing is I ended up looking into Tab Mini C way before I was considering Boox Palma, but I ended up buying Palma first, and I think this device is just perfect in so many ways. I absolutely love Palma, and in some ways I'm questioning my decision of buying Tab Mini C just because of how happy I am with using Palma. But the only thing that I was kind of missing with my usage with Palma is when dealing with articles that kind of are built around an image, or going through magazines, or going on Reddit and reading a post that kind of shows something in image, having that black and white image in Palma kind of lose details. So I kind of figured that having color addition to the e-reader would kind of improve things. But I enjoy using Palma so much that I am questioning, do I really need this device? Anyway, so I ended up buying this from Boox's website, and the only reason why I ended up buying it from there, just because you get this case for free. Now, if you buy it from Amazon, B&H, or Best Buy, you would have to shell out somewhere $40 to $60 just to get this case for this device. Do I think you need the case? Well, if you want to have this pen with you on the go and just snap it over here and kind of secure it with the flap over here, I would say yes. For me, I don't really buy cases because I'm pretty careful with my devices, and I'm not a person who really uses pen on the e-rated device. But hey, things might change. I might need to write something down, so it's definitely a plus. So having that GPU, I think it's a win all around when it comes to Tab Mini C. Same as it is a win on Boox Palma. I think having the GPU in the e-reader elevates things so much more. So to give an example, like, I'm not going to take the Boox Nova Air C, but for example, this is this is Boox Leaf 2, and overall the experience is so much slow, especially, like, for example, let me open an article, it just takes such a long time to open something. It's just slow before it refreshes and the articles begin to show. Overall, like you see, it's still working. So having an addition to GPU, first of all, look how quickly it starts up. Boom, it's there. Let me open up an article. Boom, it's there. So it's just things are a lot much quicker. It's much more responsive to touch. It's not as, the layering on Tab Mini C is different. So the pixelation on Tab Mini C is nowhere near what it is on on Nova Air C. So overall, yes, reading articles that have images in them is definitely a plus on Tab Mini C. Now, actually, if what you see on the camera actually looks better than what I see in person, it kind of looks darker in person, but I guess I could change things with playing around with backlighting. So the sole purpose, like I said, for me is to read articles that have images in them. So if I want to read something that has image in it, it's much better experience than having to deal with black and white image. Let me just open up a specific article. Hopefully I could find it. This Leaf 2 is so slow. Let me go over here. Let me open this. Okay. See, I'm already looking through articles on Leaf 2. But it's just, I'm just gonna open up any article just to show the difference as far as what you get with an experience like this is an image, but it's black and white. You know, the flag in the back is definitely a different color. Is this finally waking up? Yeah. Like, great for books. You don't really have to do much. Just open up a book and read it. But when it comes to usability, articles, it's much slower. So here's a black and white image. You could see things on black and white, but definitely the comparison having to do with the color image, there's definitely a win. Do I think Tab Mini C is good for reading books? If you want an all-around one device that offers you reading capability, writing capability on the go, I think this is a winner. Now, if you're looking for a device that offers capability of adding a keyboard, a camera, then this is not something you want to consider. This is just a portable device. You literally just snap the case on and just take it with you on the go. The pen is pretty secure. Yeah, it slides here, but then there's a magnet here that kind of just keeps it in place. Again, you open it up, it's pretty quick. The article is there. You just scroll through your article and it's like the clarity is pretty good. Like if you look at it, the pixelation, I don't really see pixelation there. I don't really see ghosting. Now, as far as the customability of this device, it's pretty customizable. What I mean is gestures. Yes, having the built-in buttons in Palma is definitely a plus. Like you have the volume rock over here, which could also be used as a page turner. Here's a power button, automatic, the refresh button here. And I have other ability that I added to this with the double click, which takes me home. No buttons here, none. But you can customize gestures. So to give an example, let's say I'm opening this and then there is slight ghosting there. If you look at it, like you really have to look hard to see any ghosting. But what I did is I changed the gesture. Like if I go through here, like if you are a user of an Android device, so if you swipe here or you swipe here, it takes you back. So what I did is I kept this as back, but this just refreshes whatever you're reading. Here I did E-Link Center where you can make changes. I have it in balance, as you could see. with some slight heavier ghosting. Not really seeing much ghosting. It's there if you look, but you really have to look closer to see the ghosting. And then it's pretty quick with the GPU when it comes to reflection response. And then when I swipe up here, it just takes me to recent. I love the addition of to the newer generation. Like, I just love how the layout of this device is comparing to, let me show you here. Like, yeah, this is simplified, and then you have here, but I do like the addition of widgets. Like, it just makes things a lot easier. Yes, I could go into my books right over here, but then I could also have like the progress of whatever I'm reading is here. So here's an example of the reason why I wanted that additional color. So if you look at here, you can see having the color there. I mean, literally it's just an extra. It's a waste of money in my opinion, because you could get away with having black and white, but there's the difference in black and white. Just lacks that additional extra character to the image, and then having a little color there makes things much more pleasing to the eye, I guess. So let me open up Reddit. Oh, look, somebody finally bought Note Air 3C. I think Note Air 3C has the same layering of a screen protector that Nova Air C has, from what I was reading, and that's the only reason why I went with this, because the layering on the Tab Mini C is a bit different. So I did not want to deal with that pixelation. I think one of the reviews that I was reading, watching on YouTube, and he said that the images, like the text does look more pixelated, which you don't see that, issue here. The text is actually pretty clear. So literally this is what I wanted. Tab Mini C. I think images aren't as great as when compared to like a phone, for example. Let me just show you an example. Let me dim the light. So this is OnePlus Open. So let me open up an article on Reddit here. This is an absolutely amazing device. Let me just go here and make things simpler. Let me go to latest. Let me go to latest. All right, let's see. Let me see if I could find a similar image. Here you go. So here's when you're dealing with an image and then comparing to this image. I mean, there's definitely big changes, but again, having to deal with reading text on this kind of device is more exhausting over long periods of time versus then reading this. So do I think this device is worth buying just for the color purpose? No. If you can afford to waste money, sure. If you want an overall reading experience, I think this is a winner in so many ways. Like, I can't brag enough how amazing this device is. Now, if you want all-around device that offers pen, because this does not, you cannot use pen on this device, you can in this one. So if that is important, that is a no-go for you. Palma is definitely not a go for you. Yes, you can get away with using typewritten things, but this already has it built in. It has the Wacom layer. So if that's important, don't even consider this device. Don't even consider this device. Just go for this. I would not recommend going for Nova Air C. Just was not happy about that device. But if I did not buy Palma, this would be one and all for me. So let's go back into PDFs. Look how quickly it is when it comes to opening up the PDFs. The whole experience just so much more responsive. And then let's say if you're reading specific PDF and then you want to make notations on it, or if you want to highlight and you want to use that pen, like you could write things on there. And look how pretty responsive it is. I'm gonna have to deal with this later to erase all of these things. So you have all of that here. You have shortcuts there. You could just go here. And let's say I want to erase things. Let me find it where if I did this. And then you just get rid of this. So overall, PDF experience is much more enjoyable on a bigger display versus then dealing with this, because you can't highlight things using a pen. You'll have to use your fingers. And then also here, like if you want to highlight using different colors, you could do that as well. And all of that, you would have to go here. Let me just get the pen out. You could go here. And then you could pick different colors over here. So if highlighting, while let's say if you go into school, if I was back in school, this is a win. I had to, when I was going for my nursing degree, I was in school using iPads and studying, reading books on iPads over long periods of time. And you do a lot of studying when you're in nursing school. It just exhausted my eyes over a long period using those tablets. But having this, I wish this was available during the time that I was in school. So overall, I think for schooling or for work where you do rely, like I said, using this pen capability, this device is a win in so many ways. Having PDF, look how responsive it is. And let me zoom in. This is where you could see how, let me get rid of this, how there's no pixelation to any of this displays, any of this text. Look at this, amazing. But the difference is, like I said, you could see the display looks more on a yellow side, which it's more on a grayer side, versus to when you're comparing to this. And like almost all the yellow light is, like the warm light is gone. So it's much darker when you're comparing it in person. Black and white versus color. But it's like give and take. Here you get color, here you get Wacom layer where you can use your pen. And it's overall, I think it's a, it's a bigger display. So if you're looking at needing to use PDFs, especially if you're trying to fill out application or sign certain contracts, this is definitely a must versus to this. If you're looking for a device just for reading purposes, messaging or things like that, then this is it. It does not have SIM capability, so you cannot make phone calls even though it looks like a phone. But overall, I think this is a win in all the other ways that this is a win in its own way, like having that Wacom layer. Like I said, Wacom, that's the big win over here, and having that extra color. But if those aren't important for you, I think this is the one that I would recommend the most. So having the capability of voice, for example, for those of you who care to have that voice capability, which I do. Let me see where it is. So here's the voice capability.
Page 26. Participation in professional or amateur sporting events, including training. 7. All extreme, high-risk sports including but not limited to bodily contact sports, skydiving, hang gliding, bungee jumping, parachuting, mountain climbing or any other high-altitude activities, caving, heli skiing.
So that gives you an idea of the voice. Voice capability is great. I think this is kind of louder than that. I was expecting this to be louder, but I think this is louder. But it's there. So if you're looking into reading books and your eyes get tired and you just want to continue and you want to enable narrator, you could just do that here, and the same thing, you could change voices. So overall, a lot of similarities that you get in Palma is here. The only difference that you get here is that addition of color, bigger display, and having that Wacom layer. What you get in this device that you don't get in this device is wider background. And I think the speakers are louder. It is much more palmable. This is heavier. It's much heavier when you compare it to this. It's like holding a brick over here versus holding something airy. But yeah, reading books is great. Let me go back home. I just love, let me just exit this. I just love how easy it is to use this device. Then let's see, I want to go back to reading my book. Love Neo Reader. So overall, look at that. It's not pixelated. You can use it. It's just if you're a fan of having a wider background display, this is not a device for you. But again, if you're looking to get the pen capability, this page or leaf 2 is not an option because you're not going to get that. If your sole purpose is to read books only, then look into something like this. You don't really care about a GPU, but if you're looking to get full advantage of using e-ink device that has capabilities of Android, if looking at images or reading articles that have images, I think this is the way to go. If you just want a faster black and white device and you don't really care having that color capability or looking at images, you just want to read books, you want to read articles, this is hands down as a winner for me in so many ways. And this is where I am struggling with a decision, do I really need this device? Because overall, I do have my Open One Plus. Let me open it. It kind of offers this form factor. Let me lower the brightness. So like you could read colored, you can look at the images here and you could read those articles on the go, which is what I'm really looking at. I mean, I just got this phone maybe like a few days ago when it was released. So do I really need this device? For me, I'm still thinking about it. Maybe down the road when I need to use a pen. This device does not have that. I do have Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, which has pen capability. I rarely use pen capability, but for school purpose or work purpose, I think this is a much better option than using the options just that I mentioned before. So overall, do I recommend if you're looking into a portable device that has color e-ink and the Wacom capabilities? Absolutely, I think it's a great device. The battery I think is amazing. I don't know why some people said that the battery having the GPU built into it, there's a hit in the battery. I have 91%. I haven't charged this device in about 3 days and I've been using it. So if you're looking for something to go, I think the fact that it does have a bigger display, so case I guess would be recommended. Good thing about the case, you could just magnetically put it there and then just hold it this way to read. It's pretty secure. What I would have liked is to have this, flap it back there, just have this hold it in the back so it kind of secures it, but it doesn't. But having the pen here, let me see, and then just snap it here on the go, it's a win. So get it if you're looking into a device that offers color and a pen capability and portable. Do not get this if you're looking for long sessions of writing. It is a small display versus having to deal with a bigger display that you get on Tab Ultra C or Note Air 3C or Note Ultra C Pro. Hopefully I'm not screwing up the names. If you're looking at the keyboard capability, this is not the device, although you can pair up an external Bluetooth keyboard, but it's a small device. So if that's something you're looking at, hey, But if you want something that offers kind of the prongs in the back of the device that has kind of like, you could attach the keyboard to it, this is not the device. Love this device, but I'm still not sure if I'm going to keep it because I'm just so happy with Boox Palma. Honestly, if you haven't heard about this device or you've seen it but you haven't watched videos on the white version of it, I did record one a few days ago. Go ahead, look at it. I love this device. If I did not have this device, I would have stayed with this device. So if you get a taste of Palma and you don't care about the pen capability, then maybe. But if you do get the taste of Palma, it kind of ruins this device overall. And you guys definitely don't see it, but I do have a smile on my face. Love this device. Not sure if I'm going to keep this device. If you have any questions, just post below. Let me just show you again how quick this is. Opening up websites is pretty easy. Let me show you how YouTube is on this. All right, let me go here. So this is my video. Off, like you can see, it adds bulk. And that's the video that I was just talking about. That extra lip, which if you're using the gesture, having that lip is pretty annoying. But I'm also very careful with my devices. So if you're one of those users, see, that's the whole point. Like, yes, having the color display is good, but you can't really see anything. Security, I guess, getting in case makes sense. But let me change. So I have it set on ultra fast. So if you put on Regal, pretty careful with my devices. Here's Leaf 2, not a single scratch, no case. Let me change to ultra fast. But if you need that extra security, you could go with this. It's cheap, literally cheap, like cheap, plasticky. So I do not recommend watching videos on e-ink device. We're not there yet. I don't know when we will be. Definitely do not recommend. Use a regular tablet with LCD or OLED micro LED display, but not this. For writing, great. For reading, great. Browsing website, going on social media, great. If you just want simple device that just perfects things in so many ways, go with Palma. No pen capabilities. I think that's really the difference. Pen capabilities, no color pen capabilities. Batteries are great on both. Again, I'm not comparing it. I'm beginning to ramble. So if you have any questions, just post below. Hopefully this video answered a lot of things for you. I'm still deciding whether I want to do review on this device because there's already so many popping up. But post below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Sorry for rambling. Bye.